Hey guys, it's Furry Friends. I'm going to be talking about things you need to take care of a dog. And at the end, I'm going to be going over some rules of when you're choosing things and some tips in general, just some tips. I'm going to be going over some things that you need for food, and I'm also going over the things that I use for Bella. Of course, not all these pictures are the things that I use. I will tell you if it is or if it isn't. When you have your dog, you want to make sure that you have two bowls for them. One's for water and one's for food. And the water one should always be full of water because your dog always needs water. And for food, just make sure it's only full when you're feeding them and that it doesn't always have food in it because it can get old and that can be bad for your dog. For food, you want to make sure that's for their size and if they're an adult or puppy. For Bella, she is a small dog adult. And we have it in the From brand, in which she has it in a chicken flavor, I'm pretty sure. It's this specific bag. We personally use meal mixers for Bella because sometimes she gets bored of her old food. So the red bag she has in the mornings, which is just a raw feed chicken, but we get all the different flavors. And then in the top is just some canned dog food, which is from the From brand, and the red thing is from Stella and Chewy's. For treats, we give Bella a variety. These are the blue bits, which we use mainly for training, but we also use other treats for training. Then, of course, we have stuff like Dream Bones and Bully Sticks. It just depends. So always get a variety of treats because your dog likes different textures and types of things at different times. Now I'm going to be talking about gear that you can use for outside. This, of course, isn't just for cold weather, but I will be going over some things to use when it is cold. You want to make sure that you have a good size leash for your dog. Some people, you can train your dog to go off leash, but when they're a puppy, you might want to use a leash if you're ever going on walks. And this is not the leash that I use. I just chose a random leash, but just make sure that you get a leash if you are going to take your dog on walks. I suggest using a collar with tags because the collar is easy to clip leashes on, and the tags just help if your dog ever gets lost, then they can find you. And you can use any types of collars and leashes and even harnesses. Just make sure that it fits your dog and that it won't fall off. You also want to make sure that if you ever have to take them out into cold weather, you have a coat and booties because it really helps. On the top it shows the coat that we use for Bella on her, and then we have the booties that we use. You want to make sure you get toys that aren't too big and aren't too small for your dog, and also a different variety of different types of toys because your dog will get bored if it's the same, only like one or two toys that they have to play with. For different types of toys, I suggest tug toys, different bone toys, balls, Kong toys, toys to put treats in it. Just get a variety, challenge your dog, and to make sure that they obviously don't get bored. Obviously, you need something for your dog to sleep in and to get comfy and to call its own, so you want to make sure you get different items to sleep on. One item that they can use to sleep on is a dog bed. We have two for Bella. We have one in our front living room and one in the back living room, so that she has different areas to sleep on so that she doesn't have to just have one option. Another great option is a dog crate. We use one for Bella and she sleeps in it all night. She loves it. We put dog blankets on the bottom just to make it softer so that she gets comfier. But that's just what we chose to do with Bella because that's what she was comfortable with. Dog blankets, kind of as I just talked about, are a great option because it can get your dog comfortable with a certain scent, and then it can be moved easily. So that can be in the crate, in the dog bed, on a couch, on a chair. It can just be a great place to move it and something for the dog to know that it's a comfortable feeling and that's something that's good. Now I'm going to go over some general rules when you're choosing items for your dog, and also just some tips as I said earlier in this. My first one as a rule is to make sure everything is the right size for your dog. If anything's too big, it can slip out, which can make you lose your dog, or just make your dog uncomfortable and not wanting to wear it or to use it. The second rule is make sure you get a variety of items so you know what your dog likes. Because if you only have one type of treats, you won't know if they have a better favorite type of treats. If you only have one type of bed, you won't know if they like another type of bed. If you only ever use one leash, they won't know if they like another size or anything. The next one is a tip, which is to get things that are right for your size, gender, breed, and what they like dog. Because if your breed is small, you don't want to get something that's too big. or vice versa, and same with gender, breed, and what they personally like, because they are going to have to use it. The next rule is to make sure you have enough of everything you need, because if you run out of food, the store might be closed and you won't be able to get food. You should not be having to do that to your dog. If you run out of treats, your dog will want treats. If all your toys are broken, your dog might be bored. If the beds are all broke, your dog won't have a good place to sleep, so make sure that you always have enough of everything. The next one is a very good dog tip, just in general, you must be doing this, is that dogs are expensive. You have vet bills, you have the food to pay for each time, you have treats, you have different items, you have vet, grooming, places to take your dog so that they aren't bored. Make sure you have enough money for your dog before you get it. And if your dog grows hair and it needs to be groomed, make sure that you take it to the groomer, because you don't want your dog to feel uncomfortable.